Alright, boys. See what we're working with here.
Business.
So I'm writing an essay on cats. Cats in art history. I'm an art history major, and this final is due on Friday. Same day.
Alright, let me just try to figure this audio out, boys. Hey yo, what's up, Jed? How we doing, man? Forgot how much of a boomer I am when it comes to streaming. This shit is stressful. In Colombia, but for this one we'll make some time, brother. Hey yo, what's up, my man? How you doing? You've been in Colombia for ages, I swear. It's a long ass Colombia trip. What have I got to do? Toffee? That coffee tastes mid. Alright, let me... My whole setup is just mashed up. Let me try to figure this out real quick. 2 months? Jesus. It's a long old sesh, pal. Fair play. Fair play. Respect it. I assume you go with friends or something, right? Or unless you just gone by yourself. What's the time? 1 PM. New York sesh is starting. It's kind of like a funky week, at least in terms of like news and stuff. Lots happening. Obviously this morning we had the French Prime Minister resign, hence the sell-off in the euro. And obviously, whoa, you know, pound's obviously not following suit here for obvious reasons. But yeah, let me just see if I can figure this out again. JPY as well, yeah, new female prime minister, focusing a lot on the fiscal side of things, hence the big sell-off in JPY. Could actually play some nice meme reversion plays from here. Kind of the usual strat that I would go with. Let me just throw this link in the Telegram and stuff. Yeah, a lot of political uncertainty, hence why gold is almost at like 4K now. which is pretty fun. Yeah, so I do kind of see, I don't know, EU and like DXY kind of in a bit of a weird spot, because obviously we've seen, you know, DXY take all of this quote unquote liquidity higher, if you can even call it that. I need to refresh. Let me update this real quick. Auto color. Boxes. Is that right? That doesn't look right to me. Oh, I suppose it is right because we've tables. So we had that big overnight gap as well. Stat map, we're at the extremes now, so again you could see price sort of rebalance into these. This kind of gap, I'm kind of expecting this to be filled at some point. I think, you know, just naturally speaking here, it's just your normal expectations. Lovely stuff. So EU kind of longs were actually what I'd be more interested in now, just because the way that the dollar's moving. We start to see this breakdown here, but again, you've got this big imbalance area here. So in order for price to move lower, you need to clear this low. So anything in here, you're kind of almost asking to get chopped around. But if we're solely looking at EU, I'm expecting these weekly lows down here around like 455, 6455. Then obviously we have NFP Friday, so this could kind of be a bit of a funky week. You know, we've got FOMC, it's only the minutes, so not too much of an issue there or a concern. Thursday you've got unemployment, well, if the US get a deal through, and then we've got Powell speaking in the afternoon as well, and then obviously Friday, if they decide to get their asses back in action, then we'll be able to see that news come through with NFP. Still expecting these lows down here. That is my expectation, but obviously it's Monday. I'm not typically a huge fan of trading Monday, as you should know by now. So yeah, nothing too ideal. And there's obviously no more news, well, not yet, to continue to push this move down. We're kind of trading in bit of a nothing carrier right now. So you got to be careful trading within here. Kind of quiet for a Monday. At least the streamers. Why does everyone use plugged earphones nowadays? Is this like the... Is this the craze right now? Everyone seems to be wearing wired earphones. Someone talk to me, what's that all about? I'll join them, why not? I guess it's just visual. So I don't really have too much on EU. GU's kind of funky. I mean, it's just chopping in it. Nothing too exciting. Did want to get short. Some of the JPY crosses. Just like a quick meme reversion play. But wasn't at the charts.
FC26, I want more icons to play with.
Dude, the fact that people put ads in these like workflow music to lock in, like, it's a music to lock in playlist and they put ads in it. Like, bro, come on. Yeah, very choppy overall. I wouldn't be surprised if gold hits 4K today. Actually, maybe that's pushing it. Dollar's in this weird spot where we're just consolidating. It's higher time frame consolidation. Message retracted. It was good, Camel. I need to film a new YouTube video. That's a must. Bearish oil. but still respecting it. Not quite. Yo, Mond, what's good, my boy? Thoughts on EU? So EU, I think we reached this previous weekly low around 6,455. I think that makes the most logical sense. DXY is obviously taken this previous weekly level, but we still have quote unquote buy side liquidity, or you know, these relative equal highs up here. This key level around 98.6. We're still obviously bullish, pushing higher now, and obviously if you look on the daily as well, we are still respecting these bullish arrays. The only concern is obviously this no bottom wick, the fact that we do have a lot of news coming up this week, so market could be a little bit weird, but that being said, I'd still expect this level to get breached at some point. Could be today, could be tomorrow, could be Friday, who knows. But yeah, I would like to see this roll over. You know, you could look for shorts within here. Not really my cup of tea after such a expansive London. You know, we've seen London drop 68 points. So that's your expansive move. If you wanted to catch any trades, you should have really caught it. You know, this morning. The concern is the fact that obviously you had that big expansive move, and now this can just chop inside here, right? It doesn't have to just be a straight line here. I think that's why a lot of people get caught out trading within these middle arrays. NFP still tentative this week, I believe. Yeah, still tentative. They should be back by Friday, right? We'll see what happens. But yeah, you would have thought they would be back by Friday. Who knows with these Americans, man? They're crazy. What are your thoughts on EU? Just want to thank you, mate. Your content in X provides huge value for us developing traders. Keep killing it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't spend too much time on Twitter now, or X. It's just, bro. Maybe I should start posting a bit more. I don't know, I just feel like community on X is kind of just cooked. Everyone's just like, there's so many fragile egos on X, and like people are like talking about biases, like, oh bro, like who cares if your bias was right? I don't get it. X is just a big waste of time. Yeah, I feel you. What's good, Dom? How we doing, my man? Yeah, I feel like X is just, I don't know, it's just cooked, man. Just cooked. Doesn't feel like people want to, I feel like people just want to shit talk each other more on X than like IG or something. I just literally do not have the mental energy to keep up with people like just chatting pure waffle to each other. Like, bro, your bias was wrong. You're like, who, like, and bias, what? Yeah, like you share a thought on, if you share like a chart on X, it'll be like, someone will just be shit talking you for no reason, and then if it doesn't play out, they're like, bro, you suck. It's like, that's not how trading works. No one knows what's going to happen next. All you can do is trade your system, trade your plan. So I don't need these like 19-year-old ICT kids frothing at the mouth saying, oh bro, you missed this is why it was a loss. Like, fucking whatever, dude. Yeah, of course it depends on who you follow. Now obviously I only go on Twitter for news. Like, that's the only. So I have like a break-in section, or on like a list. So I go, I'm just breaking and follow him. Anything else, the For You tab is cooked. For You tab is cooked. But yeah, just follow people that actually are decent, which is kind of hard to find nowadays. So yeah. Anyway, trading. Also, what do you think about the chart colors, boys? Do you fuck with these? I'm kind of liking it, but I don't know if dark chart season is here just yet. Just like a trial run. Good morning, Laser. Still got the light charts. Like it there, yeah, I fuck with it. Alright, so DXY, I mean EU. I'm expecting this low at some point. That's all I can really say. After that, I don't know. Does it keep tanking? I don't know. Does it go back up? I don't know. People that say they know where something's going, just get out of my face. I think that's why you shouldn't try and predict, because once you start trying to predict price, that's when you can get emotionally attached to that bias, because the thought of being wrong like means you're crap or something, or you're shit at analysis, when it's just like not the fact. React over predict, yeah. Just a game of probabilities, but people want to fill up their ego, like pretending they know what's going to happen, when like we're not in a game of predicting, we're in a game of probabilities. So all that matters is you just execute your edge, execute your strategy. And block out the rest of the noise. Blocking out the haters. Where's that from? That was a meme, wasn't it? Just blocking out the haters. What are you up to in Colombia anyway? What's next on the agenda, or when are you home? Colombia is a wild place. I mean, not that I've ever been, but friends have been, so kind of a funky one. You leave in 3 weeks? Shit, bro. Still got a long time left. Dude, the amount of ads on these, I'm gonna have to change this. It's pissing me off.
Why they do what they do. And of course there's
Right, I need to find a good playlist that's not going to troll me. Alright, let's see what this is like. It is now morning. It's 7:30 in the morning. Okay. Oh, wait, so you can't trade London? You can only trade New York. So analyzing charts, watching a live stream, and after go gym and chill a bit. Nice. Sick, bro. London is night, yeah. It's kind of peak. You ever planning on going to Amsterdam? Will I go back to Amsterdam? Yeah, at some point. I think me and Matty are gonna link up some point next year. Yeah, Matty lives in the Dam. So yeah, we'll probably link up next year as well. We were thinking about getting like getting a villa somewhere. So maybe you could join. That would be sick. Oh, you leave 15 minutes near the dam? Oh, okay, sick. I'm surprised you and Matty have not met up. You know, I've been to Amsterdam a couple times now. Thing is with Amsterdam, when you've been to Amsterdam once, you've seen everything. So, but then it's different because I'm going to see people as opposed to the place. I do like Amsterdam though. It's a pretty place. When the weather's nice. It's like with London really. London's a nice place when the weather's nice. Anywhere's a nice place when the weather's nice. Yeah, everyone. Yeah, people that live in Amsterdam don't like Amsterdam. It's funny. It's literally like London. What are you looking at this week, bro? I know you're looking at your JPY basket. Some JPYs. JPY shorts. Tell you what I would like to see. This will be my ideal scenario. Take note. What I want to see is this chop for the rest of the day. Asia. Oh, Asia session. Tuesday, London. Boom. Low of the week. Boom, boom. Tell me that wouldn't be the nice Asia session there. That screenshot it. If it happens, I don't know. It happens. If it doesn't, whatever. Yeah, I was monitoring, but the gap. I want to see what price does next. Yeah, fair. It's kind of tricky to trade gaps. In fact, it's very tricky to trade gaps. It's not fully. DXY bullish as well with those highs? Yeah, for sure. Had the same view Tuesday low of the week. That would be very nice. Yeah, DXY is bullish for sure. I was what the hell is all this? I was obviously on Twitter, and you know what people are like. What's his name? The Joker? What's his name? Joker or something? Joker season. Dude, they're just like, it's just an ego trip on there. Like, I don't know, bro. Anyway, whatever. Let's not get into it. So obviously DXY is still respecting bullish arrays. There's no reason, in my opinion, why one needs to be bearish on this right now. The only reason you're bearish is if you're looking at fundamentals. But ultimately, I'm not a fundamental trader. Couldn't care less about the fundamentals. I'm just here to trade that. The intraday short-term price action from key levels, bish bash bosh, nothing too crazy. So yeah, this high looks pretty inevitable. I mean, the whole cluster of highs, to be honest. Like these all these ones up here. What can I do? Can I do a dollar sign? Yeah, that's cool. And all the way up here as well into this BPR region. Yeah, David Jokesy, David Low. He follows me for some reason. This guy follows me. I have no idea why. I think I ever spoke to him in my life. But yeah, David Low. It's just like, let me guess, you tried shorting again and got cooked? Like, bro, shut up. I mean, obviously it's just to get clicks and stuff, but it's just so boring. Thanks again for the confluence to the clowns in the comments. Where are the clowns now? Pretty silent, huh? Like, fuck. Relax, bro. Jesus. Like, fragile egos much. Anyway. Great trader watching from Pakistan. Yo, what's up, Saeed? Do I trade gold? I don't trade gold that actively. But I invest in gold. If that makes any sense. Just buy and hold. It's in my long-term portfolio anyway. But I trade it very rarely. It doesn't always fit very well with my model. Especially now when it's like really, really trending. There's not really been any opportunity for my strat to really rip it, apart from maybe that short there. But again, it's kind of awkward to trade at all-time highs, especially when something's really, really bullish. You can get caught counter trending, counter trading, and get caught out quite consistently. So I try to avoid heavily trending markets. Yeah, last week with the Euro short, I know a lot of people got cooked. Yes, bro, so like, and that's the thing, people, he talks about like, oh, the only like uncertainty and all that, but he's putting into people's head that they can avoid losses. Like, oh, if you do this, you won't take these losses. Well, it's just not the case. Like, you can't avoid every loss. Like, it's fine to take a loss, bro. Not everything. Well, I mean, that's the thing with ICT traders and just like general social media traders, is that there's always going to be a reason that a trade didn't play out. There's always going to be some technical indicator that you missed, that you should have looked out for, that caused your trade to lose. But like, that's just the way it works. Like, you just have to trade your system, trade a consistent model, repeatable edge. Losses are going to happen. Sure, there might be a technical pattern or technical reason that you took a loss, but you can't get caught up in that. You just have to keep trading. That's why people aren't consistent, right? Because they're changing it every time something happens. They're changing their whole strategy when one thing, oh, look at this, I missed on this fair value gap, and you change your whole system because of that one trade. That's not how consistency works. That's not where consistent profits come from. How much time it took you to become profitable? It took me about 4 years, 3.5, 4 years. I saw consistency at like the end of 2020 or the end of 2019. I can't even remember, it's been that long. Yeah, like the end of 2019, and I started in 2016, so about 3.5, 4 years. Yes, bro, like a pattern that cannot play out instead of a model with data probabilities. Yeah, exactly. Proper process all day long. P&L is just a byproduct of how disciplined you are. Exactly. People just don't get it. They're not taught the correct things. They've consumed too much content nowadays. People have just consumed way too much, where like to retrain their whole thought process is like one hell of a job. And it's, yeah, I mean, I had to do the same, because you go through a period where you learn so many bad habits that you have to just break yourself again in order to rebuild the correct habits. And it's not an easy task, not a joyous experience. How much fun do you have right now? I have about 320k. So not a huge amount of fun. I'm trying to, Q4, we're trying to bump up the funding big time. How do you start with trading, bro? Very curious. So I started, so I left school, didn't know what I wanted to do. I had no idea. Went to college. I took photography in college because obviously I had no idea what I wanted to do. So I was like, all right, I like taking photos. Let me just do that. Had a bunch of time in college, did basically, and for those asking, college is, in the UK, college is like the step before university. So obviously like college in America is like university in the UK. This was like college before university. So I was doing my photography degree, and obviously it's not a hugely taxing program. So I was, you know how you do when you're just browsing the internet, like quick cash, like how do I make money? Got into binary options. I don't know if people even remember binary options. You guys remember binary options? Anyway, you'd like bet on the direction that the market was going, and then I just got hooked. And then it was just like, all right, how do I figure this out? And I'm one of those people that if something needs solving or like figuring out, like I have to figure it out. Like I have to find a way. Like, how does this work? How do I make it work? How do I figure it out? And so once I was hooked, that was it. Like I was locked in. When did it finally click? To be honest, I don't think it's ever clicked. And it wasn't until I like basically started again, and I went with a simplistic mechanical approach that was measurable, that was systematic, and that I could very easily define. And then that just stripped all of the struggle that I had. And then I guess you could say, excuse me, I guess you could say that was the time when it clicked, but I don't think it's really I never really had like a click moment, I don't think. It was just like the time that I'm putting in, gradually building. And then all of a sudden, well, not even all of a sudden, I was a very slow burner. Mainly because I had struggled to change, or like I struggled to take accountability. Yeah, still improving every day, exactly. Like, I think the one thing that you have to have is accountability, that this is my fault, you know, this is on me. Because a lot of the time I would just push it on to something else, like, oh, it's the market that's shit, it's these politicians that are messing me up, it's these news announcements that are messing me up. It was never like, all right, maybe I'm the problem here. So there's one thing you got to remember, is you have to take 100% accountability for everything that happens and for everything that you do. Then kind of everything changes, because you realize that, all right, this is all on me. Right, the market doesn't give me these emotions. Like, these emotions happen because of something that I'm like, for some reason, because of me. But it's one of those where trading just never gets easier, and I don't think it will ever be easy. You just get better. But it's not one of those professions that once you figure it out, like, that's it. Because every day is like every day is a journey, and every day you're experiencing something new, and you're just constantly learning. For me, problem really is my mindset. When I started accepting losing, I started seeing improvements. Yeah, it's like the Tom Hugard book, The Best Loser Wins, and it's really true. The best loser does win. Because if you can be comfortable with losing, then you're going to be far more assertive with the trades that you take. Because if you're scared of losing, you're less likely to take a trade, or you're more likely to hesitate, or you're more likely to micromanage, or move your stop loss, or take partials. Like, if you disassociate or detach from that loss, or if that loss doesn't mean so much, that's when your trading just drastically improves. But yeah, great book. Would highly recommend everyone to read it. Very, very important book. And also make sure you're journaling every day. That's another big one as well. You have to know what's going on. You have to know what's going on within yourself in order to improve. Yeah, so DX, I mean, EU is kind of pulling back here. You saw we had this quote unquote SMT bro with DXY. SMT at a key level. I mean, we took these previous session levels. This was Wednesday's low. When was Wednesday? Oh no, Friday's low. This was Friday low. Took Friday low, then just started rebalancing from there. That's kind of interesting. I'm heading out. We speak soon, brother. All right, take it easy, mate. Enjoy your day. Enjoy the gym. Enjoy those Colombians. Whatever that means.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name.
Oh man, this one has ads as well.
Thinking about it. Meet base 40.
Damn it, bro. If we swept that Friday low, I'd consider longs. We did sweep that Friday low. What do you mean? You mean this Thursday low? Because this was Friday low here. If it just... This was Friday low. Look on the daily. That's Friday low. Although it doesn't line up cleanly because it's... Why does it not line up cleanly? That's my bad. Yeah, Thursday. Yeah, same. I wanted to see that get reached before. But at the same time I was aware that DXY had already taken this previous weekly high back here, wherever it is, up here. So it quote unquote already taken this buy side liquidity. So there was not necessarily a reason then to take these. We just started to top out at these stat map levels. If I look at the 2 degree stat map, you can see we had this reached that distribution level, and then we started to formed SMT at the distribution level, then started to retrace. ADR was miles off, but again, not something that's part of the plan, so is what it is. Trading is just a waiting game. The more patient you are, the better. A lot of people try and force the market's hand. That's when you get bitten. Call this VI. Is that the open? I guess that's the open. Let's go on a 1 minute real quick. So Sunday closed there, it opened Yeah. 100% being on the sideline waiting for your model is also trading. Exactly. Thank you. Love the knowledge from people here. Sitting in cash is a position. People just don't. People have this idea that gotta work. If I'm not working, I'm not making money. There was this video I saw. I think I saved it. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, trading has a completely different success formula like anything else in the world, because instead of like having the urgency in other businesses to act, you need the urgency to be patient and to wait for the setup to come to you. It's like a completely different mindset to anything in the world. Everything else is about taking action, about busyness. It's very different. The work of the trader is patience. That's your quota. How long can you wait? But everyone has this urgency that they have to be doing something. They have to be clicking the button. Bro, use uBlock Origin Lite for Safari to block YouTube ads. uBlock Origin. Unblock Origin. Or is Origin? Wait, isn't Origin a... I just made that up. Yo, what's up, Moha? My boy. Good to see you, my man. Did you take any trade? No, I did not. Did you? Did you? Nope. Good man. Yeah, nothing really Monday. Mondays typically tend to be my worst day of the week. So I'm never in too much of a rush on a Monday to get involved. But the long div works good. The long divergence looks good, yeah. I don't like there is a sell side liquidity too close. Yeah, exactly, me neither. You can always... What we often see is people tend to get the DXY in the mix, and that very often just confuses people more than not. So the best thing is, if you're just going to trade EU, just focus on EU. Don't try and get DXY involved, at least when you're starting out, because then getting the DXY involved, it just very often it draws you into more questions than answers, and you don't want that in your trading. You don't want more decisions to have. You don't want to have to make more decisions. Jesus, got there in the end. But yeah, no, I wanted to see this. If that got taken, that would have been lovely. But maybe later in the week. Again, if the rest of the day just chops, Asia chops, tomorrow, you know the drill, Moha. Also with dollar CAD, I'm more interested in. I maintain it simple. Had a boy. More interested in dollar CAD trades now after this big move. Previous weekly high is probably going to be the next draw. Obviously, all of these relative equal highs are highly likely to get reached. It's a shame that we didn't kind of do this earlier. Otherwise, I would have looked to short at these highs, but it is what it is, right? If it doesn't present, it doesn't present. So, yeah. Nothing else as well. Dollar Swiss was kind of the proxy that you could play. But again, I haven't traded Dollar Swiss in a while either. It's kind of... it does work in high correlation to EU as well, so... But there were... If my charts want to load. There were opportunities like up here within this daily displacement. Again, timing's just way off though. You just need to pair it with a bit more context. I mean, looks pretty decent, eh? I don't use DXY. My backtest data suggests that trading USD alone gives me the edge. Exactly. It's the best thing to do.
Feeling stressed.
People think that they have extra edge because of that, when the fact of the matter is that you very often just have more questions and more problems to answer to. You like the new chart colors? I'm testing them out, Moha. Like, I've still got my light charts here, but I'm thinking for the winter season, maybe. I don't know. I kind of like it, especially for Q4. Q4 lock-in. Locked in with the dark charts, dark theme again. It does. I mean, it's obviously better on the eyes, but I haven't completely cracked the color scheme yet, because I've got these boxes, these Lux algo sessions. I'm not sure what the players just yet. It is nice, eh? It's more vivid. Yeah. That was kind of what I was thinking the more I looked at it, though. I'm like, oh, okay, I can actually kind of see. I can actually see a little bit better. I mean, obviously that's just because it's dark, but we'll see. I'm gonna try it out. Try it out for a couple of days. Alright, but anyway, almost been streaming an hour now, so probably gonna call it a stream here. It's time for some lunch. Have not eaten today. Need to break my fast. Appreciate everyone for tuning in. I'm not sure when I'm going to go live again. What is my schedule looking like? I might go live tomorrow, maybe. Tomorrow or Thursday. Wait, what day does it say? Or Friday. I don't know, we'll see. Hey, yo, appreciate you, Mond. Mond Trades. Thanks for tuning in, brother. Appreciate your time, of course. Good fun. Yeah, rewatch it, Moha. Obviously, my DM's open. If anyone's got any questions or like anyone's struggling with anything, my DMs are always open and I will always reply to people. So DM me anything. But I appreciate you boys for tuning in. And I'll see you all again soon. Alright, take care. Bye bye.